Do you see this? It's so beautiful. But do you know what would make it more beautiful? Numbers! We know Hearthstone has power creep, but some of these minions are literally just spells with stats. Fractured in Alterac Valley Edition. Spammy Arcanist, deal 1 damage to all minions, repeat if any die. More like Defiled that costs 3 more mana and gives you a 3/4. And if you want to be special, you can say it's comparable to Lord Godfrey, but who cares about that card? Seraphine has a pretty cool battle cry. I get to play the lottery with the entire deck. I love gambling, but I could do that on turn 2. Legionnaire, who remembers this card? Give all minions in your hand +2/2. I can do that for 0 mana in Druid. Oh, but the minions aren't in your hand. It doesn't count. I can do it for taunt minions for 1 mana. Heck, I can even replace my hands with minions and give them +2/2 if I wanted to. Plus, when do you ever want to play a 9/3 minion? I'd rather buff my minions that are already on the board. And it's also a death rattle. Why would I want that slow of a card? How about I buff my minions instead with Glowstone Technician and do it immediately? Undying Disciple is a great card. You can deal damage equal to its attack to all enemy minions. The stat line's pretty good too. 3/7 as a taunt is great against aggro. But we always respect our elders. Here is Shadow Flame, the exact same effect. You pay 2 more mana, you get a 3/7 body with taunt. That's great, isn't it? Here's a great card for Priest. If you're holding 2 spells, you can deal 3 damage to all enemy minions for 4 mana. I mean, 4 mana, 3 damage AoE is a pretty good cost. What can I say? And you get a 4/4 body with it? Dude, I can't believe it. That's such a good value. And before you tell me the limitation is I have to hold a Holy and Shadow spell. First of all, no priest is never going to have that in their hand. And second, this card exists 1 turn later in the same expansion. Some minions have slightly different effects from spells or very similar effects to other minions. Here's a card I'm pretty sure no one's going to miss when it gets rotated out. You can summon any beast from your deck that costs 5 or less. Did you know there was a keyword for this effect? Recruit means you summon a minion from your deck. And if you recruit a minion that costs 4 or less, you're summoning a minion that costs 4 or less from your deck. Some of the recruit cards tutor for a specific minion, but if we're talking 5 mana to summon a card from your deck, okay, I know this one probably doesn't count because it's a spawn of Deathwing. And yeah, it's just little Deathwing. That's why it's called Spawn of Deathwing, because the effect's just smaller Deathwing. I don't care, it has a similar effect, I'm putting it on the list. Here's a card everyone got for free, Battlecry, destroy an enemy legendary minion. Sometimes I wish you could just double the stats of cards for no reason. You know, it maybe costs more mana too, but who cares? If it has a random effect on it, why not? But what the? Some minions have the effects that are the Walmart version of spells, or it's more like the spells are Walmart versions of the minions. But Brasswing's a beautiful card, deal 2 damage to all enemies, honorable kill, restore 4 health to your hero. Power creep eats your heart out. And before you come at me saying it costs a lot more mana, so of course it's gonna be better, that's a very good point, but that's literally just a random 8-cost minion with Holy Nova on it. So here's another card that never saw play. Battlecry, add 2 2/4 grunts with taunt to your hand. A card for roughly 3 mana that summons 2 4s with taunt that also never saw play. And of course, we can't forget this card, Nerf to Oblivion. I know this card's really old, but if it cost a few more mana and then could come up with like a 10/10 body sometimes before it got nerfed, I'd be pretty happy too. I know we've been focusing on a lot of minions, but even spells fall victim to this. Paladin just happens to have a lot of cards that do something for the amount of mana a card costs. I don't know why, it's just kind of there. Glaciate summons an 8-cost minion for 6 mana, but I'd rather have an 8-cost minion for 8 mana that can actually attack the next turn. Hey, do you remember Frost Nova? How about I make it just slightly better? And alas, even hero cards fall victim to having the same text as some other cards. Remember Scabs? Everyone liked this card, kind of, sort of, not really. It's Vanish. And you get minions with it, and a cool hero card, and 5 armor, and a good hero power. These similar effects aren't good or bad, they're just kind of interesting to point out. But here's the thing though, every Hearthstone expansion is like this. You can check out this video to see how other Hearthstone expansions copies text from other cards. Subscribe for more Hearthstone, thanks for watching, see you around.